Good evening, everybody. Just get everyone set up while I get this going. All right. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Alison. And I don't know who that last person is. Sorry. All right. Well, thank you very much, ladies. Hi, Sue. We are I'm on time, which is a bonus. We're going to make this card here, which is called the Chevron fold card. Sorry, my computer's had an update and there's all sorts of things popping up. So it's a chevron piece. You've got 5 pieces of designer series paper, and you will see both sides of it, so you can get kind of the idea like that. So this one was from a class last year that I did. So I've decided to use the hand-penned designer series paper. Now this one I've got 6 pieces here just because I've got 6 pieces. When I cut, not that bit. When I cut it, I was like, it might depend on how I fold it as to how it looks, how it works. So what we need is I've got 6, so I'm just gonna, maybe I'll get rid of that one. So you're going to get 3 that will be folded in one way, and then the other 2. So I'm going to move those 2 out the way for now, and I'm just going to start here. And on 3 of them, you're going to get your, now if you want to score, I haven't got a measurement for you, but if you wanted to, you could score, you could come down 1 inch because it essentially is 1 inch. So these pieces, not scraps, it's a good way of using up your scraps. These pieces are, do I use that side and then have that folded over? No, I'm going to go this way. These pieces are 1 inch by 2.5 inches. So you could come, if you wanted to score and you didn't want to trust your eye, you could come down 1 inch on the 2.5 inch side and just put a little mark, and that's kind of, and you could score across there, and it might fold a little bit easier. But our designer series paper is actually quite soft. It's more awkward, really. So you want to go from, bring the top right hand corner over to the top, to the left hand side. So I'm actually just going to curve that a little bit just to kind of soften it a bit. You don't need to do that if you don't want to, but it just might help bring it over a little bit. So we're going to go just like that. You're just going to pinch it till you get that point, till you get it at that point that you've got it lined up on that edge there. Alright, so just pinch that, and then burnish that with your, so you've got that way, and then you're going to go bring it up from the other side. So you're going to do the same thing, and actually curving it with my bone folder didn't make much difference at all, so I'm going to just work the paper between my fingers. So we need 3 of those, so 3 that come from the top right hand side over to the left, and then bottom left hand side to the right. Oops. Now again, these strips are 1 inch wide by 2.5 long. So I actually just used a piece of leftover from my DSP share. So it was, I only used half of a piece, so it's 3 inches wide. So that way, and then we're going to bring this one over this way. So it is kind of important that you like both sides of the designer series paper. Sometimes you're like, oh, I really love that, but I'm not so fond of that side. So you save those ones if you're going to be gluing down. And then make sure you burnish those so that they sort of sit. So you've got 3 that are that direction, and then you're going to have 2 that go the opposite direction. So we're going to go left to right from the top. Like so, and then right to left. So the yellow becomes quite a prominent, the Daffodil Delight, sorry, and this is the watercolour effect on the back of it. So that becomes quite a bit, you see quite a bit of the yellow. So if you wanted the yellow to be, so if you wanted it to be like that, you could swap it over, but you could have it like that. Alright, so left to right. Hold that down. How's everyone doing today? It's been a hot one in Auckland. I went to a baby shower this afternoon, which was really lovely, and sat out in the sun, and was like, it was in the shade, it was under a gazebo, but man, I came home and I was so hot, I actually fell asleep on the couch, which I don't do very often. I joked with a couple, it's our neighbours next door, they're having a little girl, found out today it's a little girl, and I said to them, I'll go home and Matt will be asleep on the chair, and he was, and then it wasn't that long, and I was. Alright, so what I've got here is my 3 and my 2, right, and I actually couldn't decide what colour I wanted to use, so I'm thinking, no, not yellow, there's not enough of that. I think we'll go with the Misty Moonlight. I've got that in the right way. So I'm going to use the Misty Moonlight. Now also in my yeah, it's sickly hot, isn't it? So hi Lisa, how you doing? I just can't believe how hot it is. It's just awful. I think it was 28 degrees up there. So in the catalogue that's just finished, the June to December, they redid the silver foil, and it actually came in this 3-pack now. Sorry about the light reflecting on it, but there's your standard kind of silver, brushed silver, and then there's like it's got like a lavender hue to it, and then there's a darker one, and they're all brushed, and they've been sitting there since, well, they've actually decided to continue this, which is really nice, but I haven't used it yet, so I thought, oh, it'd be quite nice to use on here. So I'm thinking that this softer one might be, which is why I wasn't really sure about the background colour. Maybe yellow is better with that. What do you think? Or is it the darker one? Let me have a look at the computer. Yeah, I noticed you were up north. I'm busy a few days, so rather behind, and now having problems with my computer. Oh, either that's no good. That's okay. Not a problem at all. Blue. Alison, blue. Yeah, oh, yep. Definitely blue. All right, so now the next $1 million question. Oh, it's nice to have a bit of a clean up in the craft room, isn't it? So, silver, light silver or dark silver? I'm just going to see. It's a bit hard to tell from the angle that I'm at, so I'm just going to look on the computer. Yeah, I think the light too, actually. Oh, now we got dark. I think it's a bit too purple to go with the blue. But now that I've got the flowers on it, they stand out a bit more though, don't they? Okay, 2 for light. Anyone else there? What else do you think, ladies? Right. Yeah, I think we'll stick with the light. Because I think this is too purple against that blue. Okay, we're going light. So I've got a standard card base and this one's just been folded. Let me get my trimmer so that I can make sure that it's straight. It's just left over from another card that I did, so it's just half an A4. Actually, I think it might be left over from Wednesday night's card. So it's going to be a 10th fold card like that, and so I'm going to cut my silver. It is a hard choice. That's why I ask you guys. The flowers stand out more in the dark. Yeah. Alright. I don't mind cutting into both. We'll see. I won't stick anything down. Alright, so let's have a look at that. How is that looking? Oh my gosh, this is terrible. I still really can't decide. I just don't know that I like that with the blue. Or maybe that's it. Oh, I hope it's not leaking or anything, so that's got blue in it. Bingo, yeah, I think so too, Lisa. I think so too. Right, let me just make sure I don't mess up my chevrons. Sorry, ladies, making you wait to get that organised. Alright, so we've got a piece of Daffodil Delight. And which one was it? That one. Crap. No, I can't remember which one I hanged out on the dark one. Yeah, that one. Alright, so let's try that again. Oh, noisy. Noisy. Yeah, you know what, Alison? I'm not usually a fan of yellow either. And in fact, I nearly changed the paper that I chose because it had yellow on the back, but I quite liked. Alright, so obviously now I've got an option of going this way or this way. But what I'm going to do is, with my pieces here, I'm going to start with one of the 3 pieces that we did. So it's folding from the right to the left, and I'm actually going to pop that. Now you could do this any direction. I think, if I'm correct, it should kind of line up with. So then we're going back to we're going to the opposite. I'm going to pop that on there, and then one of our 3, and then our last one of the 2, and then it fits nicely in that mat there. Well, not quite, but once we glue it all on, it probably will fit nicely with a bit of a border. There we go. So that's all we do. So we're alternating. So that's one of the 3 ones, and then these 2 are our 2s. So if you wanted to go this way, that's one of those. You could swap them. But I think that's too much yellow. So I'm going to put it back. That's just what you do, really, isn't it, when you're making a card, is you kind of mix it up a bit. Alright, so I think we're going to go like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to place it on here. I'm going to use dimensionals because I'm using foil. If I get it in the wrong place and I move it, it makes a bit of a manky mess on the foil, and I really don't, and it kind of dulls it. So I don't really want that to happen. I'll fold these down. So I'm going to go with having a dimensional at each end. And just make sure that's all lined up. So I'm going to start with, so on my card here, I just use the Tombow glue as normal. So it gives, these chevron pieces give you that kind of lift, but on here, I'm actually going to use dimensionals. It's my niece's birthday on Wednesday, and so we had brunch yesterday for her. So I decided I've got to take a photo of it, but I made a little gift bag with her name on it when she was 5. Using the rainbow glimmer paper, and I just cut one of the letters out of her name in a different part of the rainbow. It looked very cool against a white bag. So hopefully she liked that. Alright, so let's get these over the right way. That way. Now, do I want them on my edge, or do I want them a little bit further up? Maybe a little bit further up. Make sure it's in the screen. Thank you, Sue. I don't think I've seen Sandra there, but thank you, Sue and Sandra, for your entry into the challenge last week. Only 2 cards, but that's okay. They're beautiful and a great inspiration for other people. So let me put this one in. I think one of you did the hydrangea card, which was so lovely. That paper is so pretty. Now, because the foil, I've used the foil, it's quite slippery. So hopefully I'll get it in the right place and it'll line up. If I don't press the dimensionals down too hard, I might be able to move them. I'll just move it this way. Press it down too hard. Oops. Being super busy. Ah, good job, Trace. I know that would have taken some convincing. You're so nice. I didn't give Piper a choice. Sorry, dude. You're having it. She didn't get choice with any of her other immunisations, so she had that one. We're going for our we have our boosters on. We're due for our boosters on Tuesday, so hopefully we won't have any issues with it, because, you know, teacher only days and stuff. Don't really need to be in a fog for that, but that's okay if I am. That's what it is. Alright, that's pretty good, I think. So if you wanted to, you could you could put some glue dots or a little bit of glue to hold your chevron down, but I quite like the lift that it gives just sort of sitting on the side like that. Alright, so now do I put it at the top, put it at the left. I need just to trim it just a smidge off the end here, this side, like that. I thought I had it there, just a little bit narrower, because it didn't look, you can see my fingerprints all over it. It needs it down a little bit more. So he has had it, Tracy? Or you just convinced him and then you got to make him? Then you got to find a day that he'll actually go and do it. Hopefully he's all good with it. Alright, so I'm just going to put some glue on there. Now, normally I probably would, on this one here, I actually didn't put a matting layer. I just put it straight onto the base. So you don't have to put a matting layer on, but I thought I'd use the foil for something. And I'm actually going to leave it sentimentless. Is that a word? Sentimentless? Without a sentiment. Although it probably needs something. But it gives me the option of... took him straight away. Oh, good. That's really good. My niece, who's only 5, had hers. And my sister-in-law was super worried that she was going to be all funny. And the nurse that they went to had this little vibrating buzzy bee. She gave it to Micah and she just held on to it, and they did the injection. She didn't even notice, which is so good. But I said, you did better than Auntie Kelley did. Auntie Kelley flinched and the man told him off. Hi, Maureen. Okay, so that's our card. And what I've said before, what I just said is I'm actually going to leave it without a sentiment so that when I go to use it, I can actually, I'm just going to buff my fingerprints off that. A patch. It didn't really work, did it? Still got fingerprints on it. That's okay. So that when I go to use it, I can actually just put the sentiment on. You can see the glue through there too. And use it for the, yeah. And then I can decide which way it goes as well. So that is 1 with a mat, and that is 2 without a mat. You could turn them going this way. You could do more than 5 and have another row. You could do them wider or you could do them thinner. That doesn't be on his arm, but he went into shock when the nurse did it. Oh, poor Connor. Did he not know it was being put on his arm? I wonder if you went to the same place, because they live in Papatoe as well. Yes, Lisa, double row. So you could go like half an inch and do a double row. You could do like half an inch and do the whole. You could do 3 in there. So the possibilities are endless, aren't they? But I wanted to be able to show you with the matting on it as well, and that's a nice way to use up that silver foil that has been sitting on my shelf for 6 months and not done anything with. Alright, so let me flip you around, and no, you didn't give him, yeah, he needs warning, doesn't he? They should know that if they know he's autistic got autistic tendencies, and his other issues. So I've got Sue and Sandra, Heather and Lisa. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm sorry, I just have not kind of had it in my head to message you. So I have got a list which I will then add today's 1 or 2, and then I will get that out in the next little while for you, out and message you and get you to choose something. All right, so I'll turn you around to our winning wheel, which is 2 people, so 50-50 chance of winning, ladies. All right, let's go. Sandra wins. Sorry, Sue. I will. I'll get in touch with Sandra, and I'll just write her name down. Sandra. I'll get in touch with her, and what's the date? The 30th of the 1st. I'll get in touch with her in the next couple of days, and after I've got through to Lisa and Heather, and organise your prize. All right, ladies. Well, thank you very much for joining me tonight. I hope that you have a great week. Back to school on Tuesday for me for a leadership day, and then 3 teacher only days, staff only days, and then a long weekend and back to it with the kids. So that'll be interesting to see how many we get back and wearing masks. Thanks, Lisa. Yeah. All right, stay safe, stay well, and I'll see you on Wednesday night. Bye.